Hey, it's MK and I am back for day 18. I am so sorry for the dark video because it is kind of a gloomy day today, but I gotta keep going. I am so super excited, you guys, that I am able to keep up and get going. My internet hates me, but hey, I'm loving this. So the sketch today is kind of a mixed media-y kind of deal. It's got some like goopy bits going on and gorgeous. It's a very, 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 very gorgeous layout. And add some text alone, it says. Anyways, I have way more than what is in the sketch going on. And basically what I did was I pulled out, so here's my title. I already pulled it out. These kinds of titles I wanted to show you guys because I've used this alpha before, but I don't think I showed you guys how I make it look like it's one continuous word instead of like butting it up next to each other like this, which doesn't look bad. I like how that looks, but what I like to do, and for one, they get all bent up from me ripping them off because I'm not the best, but I like to overlap them like so. And then use my X-Acto knife and cut that little tail off. So it just looks like it's continuously going in instead of butting it up like that. I mean, either way looks great, but I'm just a little OCD and my brain says that that's good. And I ran out of T's. So this little fancy swirly gig is an upside down J. That's the best one that I found that looks like a T being crossed. And then I also picked out, I'm kind of going monochromatic, but not one color. So I have silver here as my accent color. So I've got all of my embellishments and my title, everything in silver. I have this little rocket that I'm not sure if I want to use it, but I thought that it would look really good, even though it does have a little bit of blue on it. I brought in the rest of my swirls and I turned them over instead of being the harsh. Oh, I guess this one doesn't have, well, they look different in the other video. Anyways, so I have my my leftover swirls from the very first I don't know what layout that was. What layout was that? 11, I think? The very first space layout that I started doing in this never-ending space layouts. And then I brought in some, they're scraps. This one's not even cut straight. Go me. And then this was that one that's from that teacup pattern paper, but they're the same color. And then I have this cut apart sheet that I was thinking once I cut my photo down, it might work as the photo mat. And then I was going to have this one, since it's still kind of in the gray silver area, I was going to have it be my goopy mess going down. So it's going to look like this instead of mixed media. I pulled out my, my enamel dots from my little Stargazer pack. I also pulled out this mesh again because I thought that that would look kind of cool somewhere. I don't know if I'll use it, but I pulled it out. Not that I had to pull it very far, it was just right here. I haven't put a thing away, you guys, not a thing. I also pulled out some wood veneer stars, some pressed pennies, which is an addiction of mine. It doesn't have anything to do with my children and having fun cranking up the machine. This is my addiction. Everywhere we go, I have to look for a pressed penny machine and I have to press all the images. I don't care if it costs $50 or not. Actually, I do, but there was this one time we went to Legoland and each section of the lands had a pressed penny, times that by 4, times that by how many ever lands there were. Oh my god. I ended up with like a ton, but I loved incorporating them into my scrapbook album for that year. I also have this magnet that is again a little NASA magnet, but I want my husband to see, I don't want him to see. I want to see if he can like carve this down just a bit because it is like half an inch thick. It's huge. So I want to see what he can do for me. It just never, it was always too heavy to stay on top of our refrigerator, so it ended up in my scrapbook room. I also have some Nuvo embellishment mousse that is called Pure Platinum. I want to do my stars in this, and then I have some Vicky Bouton, I don't know, Silver Glaze. Sorry, turned it all the way around just to come back to the beginning. I want to see if I can do a rub on these pennies and turn them silver. So this one kind of is, and I guess what I could do is sand them and get that silver, because I think that they are, I think the copper is only the outer coating. But I wanted to see what I can do first before going out to the toolbox and actually sanding stuff. So that's what I have. My mixed media is not going to be the mixed media that is in the photo. So it's not, I'm not going to have a goopy mixed media. I'm going to use it on my embellishments instead of on my layout. And then I have this teal piece of paper. It says dark teal and light teal. Well, let's keep it simple, which is good. I like simple. It's from, I don't know, you guys, Fashionista by somebody, Danny Magstead. Why do they make these so small? Magstead? Mogstead. Nope, I don't know. I apologize. It's Echo Park, and it's darker on the other side, but I didn't think that that went really well with the yellow as much as this lighter side did. So this is what I'm going to do, and let's see what I come up with. Okay. And the cutting begins. I'm going to cut my zip strip off, or branding strip, I guess is what it's called in some areas, and then trim up my photo. So I did debate on making my photo actually circular, but I have a hard time doing that. So I wanted to use this, I don't know, cut apart. It's from a cut apart sheet, but it's a pocket card, I guess. And so what I was doing was measuring how big the design was on the card to see how small I could cut my picture down, because I knew it did not need to be a 4x6. In fact, I didn't even need it to be this big, but I didn't want any of those words to show on the card. So I'm going to lay down all of my paper pieces. I was going to say dry pieces, but they should all be dry. I'm going to lay down all my paper pieces and then move everything out of the way so I can do my mixed media stuff. And I'm going to try something new. I forgot to zoom in, and there's a zoom feature on my editing program. And if it kind of looks blurry, I apologize. I'll just keep zooming. But sometimes when I zoom, I totally space actually zooming back out. That's my bad. So I just take my spatula and I tap my stars with the little spatula thing. And then of course I use the tip to get any of the goop out from the inside of the stars. And now I'm trying that rub, which the first penny, which is the one that was kind of already silvery, it worked really, really well. It's very dry, like it's a dry rub that I was doing, so I wasn't applying a whole lot. And then the second penny kind of took a little bit more, so I cut it all out and just showed you the end result. I could have done a second coat if I didn't like that the copper was still shining through, but it was silver enough for me. And coming back, I am checking out this mesh, and I like what subtle texture this mesh actually adds to it. So of course I'm going to add it to my layout. And now I'm going to work on my title. I'm going to mush. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to smush everything together and then use my X-Acto knife to cut off all those little tails. And it took quite a while, so I went ahead and I cut all that out as well. I'm just gluing my stars, or these aren't stars, these are circles. I'm gluing just the center little ending
down with adhesive because I want to tuck my stars behind and underneath, and they're going to actually be held down by all the paper pieces, the paper and the photo. So I wasn't too worried about them, not being glued down enough. And I'm gluing this piece of scrap paper on the mesh, and then when I ran my what's it called, ATG over the mesh, yeah, that was a bit tricky. So, but it worked. I didn't have to, rip things apart and get frustrated, but it's okay. So just gluing everything down. Again, this title is, oh my gosh. Oh yes. And this little, it's not gray. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm struggling today. That little yellow piece of paper, it makes an appearance about 4 times on my layout. And how many guesses if it stays on my layout? Just guess. Before you watch the end, just guess. So I'm placing things around before I decide where I want my title and how long I want it. And I decided that I wanted the smaller portion of my title on this rocket. Now, this is another title that I stole from a Disney movie. It's actually from Lilo and Stitch, where Bleakley tells, what's his name? I don't know, the big guy that invented Stitch. He told him to educate himself. And I've always loved that, here, educate yourself. And so I have it on a layout now. Yay, go me. There's a lot of Disney inspired titles on my layouts this go around. I never realized that. Anywho, squirrel. This title is it was the worst part of this layout because I'm being so meticulous of it has to be just like this. Really? Does it? No, it doesn't. So I'm going to fiddle away, and then finally, yay, it's down. I took it out, you guys. It was painful for me to watch just to edit it. I don't know how you guys survived. Look, there's appearance number 2. Did you guys guess yet? Is it going to stay on my layout or is it going to disappear? Because see, notice I put it way far away, which means out of sight, out of mind. Anyways, I am still waiting for hubby to trim down my NASA magnet. So it is not put on the page. It floats around, but that is where it's going to stay, is right there up in the upper top. Is that a word? It is now. And I started putting my stars, my sticker stars down, and then I realized I better find homes for my wood veneer stars first, or I will make all of this my sticker stars and totally forget to put my wood veneer stars on. So I went ahead and I decided where I was going to place all of my wood veneer stars, which I did not use all of them. I only used most of them. Does that count? Yeah, I only used most. And the stars that I'm putting on the mesh, I kind of sort of have to hold down just a little bit longer so that glue has time to seek and find the paper through the mesh. That's what it is. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm struggling today. So what I didn't realize about these sticker stars was that some of them were really sharp pointed and others not so much. There was just a slight difference. And so the star that I wanted to put behind my E, I didn't want it to show in the inside of the E, if that makes sense. And so I had to switch it out for just another star, and it was almost the same size, maybe a little bit smaller, but yeah, it's okay. I find a new home for the other star I didn't use. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and glue everything down. I am gluing as I'm going this time instead of laying it all out, because I just thought, look, number 3, number 3, yay. And it stays. Oh, good girl. Use up all those scraps. I think that was my last yellow piece, and I didn't want to find another home for it because I don't have anything else yellow. I'm just saying. So, and then you get to watch me ho-hum where I want my enamel dots. I have to say, normally, I know exactly where I want my enamel dots or my sequins or anything like that. I don't ever take this long to find a home. And it just seems to me like you are indecisive today. Yeah, very. See? That's painful, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to watch this. And I forgot to glue that wood veneer star down. Go me. But yeah, back to the enamel dots. Am I going to use the whole sheet? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm just explaining that hubby still has to go and fix that for me, but here is a close-up. He did not make it home in time by the time I was done with this layout. So, but when he did get home, he was more than happy to take the magnet out, and then he carved it down a little bit, and it is quite flush on my layout. I absolutely love the addition. And here it is. He carved it down. It's on there, and I love, this is my favorite layout so far. Yeah, I say that for all of them. I absolutely cannot wait to check out everyone else's take on this sketch, and I will see you tomorrow.